City News is brought to you by East Brewster Lawyers Rotorua, celebrating 100 years of legal excellence and innovation.
Good evening, Rotorua. Tonight on City News. Rotorua Harbour Master Peririke Makiha says his team will be out on the water this summer, ensuring boaties keep to the rules. This year's combined churches lunch will be a very grand affair, and Rotorua will host a pre-season rugby clash between the Chiefs and the Blues. Harbour Masters in the Bay of Plenty are urging boaties to ensure their inflatable life jackets are in good working order ahead of the summer holidays. Rotorua Harbour Master Peririke Makia says a father and daughter died during a kayaking trip on Lake Tarawera recently. Mr Makia says life jackets played a part in their deaths and people need to check their jackets are in good order. He says his team will be out in force this summer, ensuring people are keeping to the rules.
Apparently long range forecast it's going to be a long hot summer, and which means a lot of people are out on the lake. My team, my maritime team, is going to be out on that lake, ensuring that everyone are safe out there. There are penalties if you're not going to be safe, but you know, our main purpose is to educate rather than prosecute. However, if you're not doing the right thing out there, then you may end up with a prosecution.
The combined churches' Christmas lunch will be a very grand affair, with the event taking place this year in the banquet room at the Rotorua Convention Centre. Member of the Rotorua Ministers Association and one of the organisers, Dave Moore, says up to 400 people can join the festive feast. He says some very special treats will be on offer at the lunch for the less fortunate families in our community.
Yeah, so we have all of that, ham, chicken, pork, and I talked to someone today, they've got some beef rolls that they've prepared, and roast potato or roast veggies as well as fresh veggies, and so all the trimmings. And dessert. I mean, you've got to have pavlova as far as I'm concerned. So I'm on the committee and I said, I'm not coming if they don't have pavlova, so they're going to have pavlova. Everything really that most of us would take as for granted as a Christmas Day, but some people miss out on. So, so it's really going to be a great meal, a banquet, we call it. Wow. And we're in the banquet hall here, so yeah, Christmas lunch is a bit more than just lunch, if you know what I mean.
Environmental heroes from local primary schools were hailed at the Environmental Primary Schools Awards at the Rotorua District Council on Friday. The Totara Teacher Environmental Award was won by Utonga Primary School's Amanda Jeffrey. The Kōwhai Student Environmental Award was won by 7-year-old Storm Peter from Rotokawa School, and the Manuka Caretaker Kaitiaki Award was won by Colin Peterson from Te Kura o Te Whakarewarewa. All winners received a cash prize, Rotorua Canopy Tours vouchers and certificates. A new organisation set up to match volunteers with organisations needing volunteers will launch next month. Organiser Rob Beckett says Volunteer Rotorua is part of a nationwide network of centres helping bring together organisations and volunteers.
What we actually do as part of our business is that organisations come to us and say, look, we need volunteers for this event or that event or whatever.
So you're a bit of a middleman.
That's right. So we match the person's skill set with the skill set that is required by that organisation who wants volunteers.
Is there a particular age group or a particular ethnic group that maybe you need some more of those volunteers come into organisation that you can send out?
Well, there's 4 sort of sections that we're looking at. One is families as volunteers, people with disabilities as volunteers, youth, and also what we call our baby boomers. We'll be calling them boomers. So those are the 4 groups, but also with that migrant group or anybody outside of Rotorua comes to live in Rotorua, and that's our newcomers group. So they will want to volunteer as well.
In sport tonight, the current Investec Super Rugby champions, the Chiefs, have confirmed their pre-season program, which includes a game against the Blues to be played here at the International Stadium. The game will take place on Friday the 14th of February, kicking off at 6 p.m. And Chiefs fans have been quick to show their support for the back-to-back champions, with over 2,500 memberships already sold for the 2014 season. To your weather update now. Tonight will be fine with light winds and an overnight low of 13. For tomorrow, Tuesday, showers clearing in the evening with southwest developing, a high of 22 and a low of 10. And the outlook for Wednesday, fine with the chance of showers. Southwesterlies, a high of 21 and a low of 10. And the marine weather for Tuesday, northwest 10 knots developing in the morning, changing southwest 10 knots early in the evening with waves less than half a metre, showers possibly heavy at times with poor visibility, clearing in the evening. Remember, for program listings or to upload your videos, check out our website tvrotorua.co.nz. You can also see updates on our TV Rotorua Facebook page. Coming up after the break, we catch up with Captain Amanda Martin at the Salvation Army. We talk with Age Concern Manager Hilary Turler about remembering the elderly this Christmas, and highlights from the Weet-Bix Kids Triathlon held recently at Quito Park.
Well, we're down here at the Salvation Army today, and for the last few days they've been all around the city collecting different items of food for the Christmas hampers that they're going to be giving out to needy families in our community. So we're going to go outside and check it out and have a look at all the different foods. Well, joining me now from the Sallies is a very busy woman, Captain Amanda Martin. Thanks for joining us today, Amanda. Now, obviously you've got a lot of food here. How are you going to distribute all this out into the community?
This year we're distributing it just a couple of days before Christmas. So we have families that have been told that they're receiving one. They all know, so they're all excited, and they'll come and collect them. We do ask them to come and collect. We do like them to put some effort into the whole process, and we'll have 120 to deliver otherwise, and it's really too much.
120 families are going to benefit, so that's a huge effort.
It is. It's very good. Large families and small families, their circumstances are all different, so we'll take them all case by case.
Now, obviously there's a lot of food in here. How do you get all that food?
We've had 3 nights where we've gone out and collected in areas. We've been to Nongataha and collected every street and driveway and ditch I think that's possible, met every dog on the property. We've been through Springfield, Pandora and Westbrook, and last night we were in Western Heights. So each drive has brought in around about 1,800 cans or items of food. So we're looking very healthy at the moment.
Cool. Is that typical of a collection?
It is typical. We're actually up on the total for all of the drives for last year, but we still have people coming in all the time through the day now, bringing in items as well. So we're looking forward to finding out that total with Daily Post when they announce it. We don't know what it is.
Now, you guys have been getting quite a bit of media attention down here lately, but not really for a good reason, though, was it?
No, sadly, somebody thought they needed the food more than everybody else, so they got in a little bit early and helped themselves. But the advertising for that has been, it makes people more aware of giving, and we've had a very good response with people coming today and helping and giving things again.
So who's come down to see you? Because I know Breakfast Show was here, but who else has been down here to see you guys?
Te Kareri have been down, and you've arrived. We've had Daily Post. Apparently it's going to be broadcast on TV tonight. So we've tried to turn that negative into a positive for Rotorua, because we don't want Rotorua seen as in that light. So we've just promoted that, Rotorua really is a very generous community, and it stretches very widely because it's gone to the Waikato and overseas where donations have come from since the incident. So it's raising the profile on Rotorua, and that's what we want to see.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned off camera that out of this this bad that's happened, something good will happen, and it has happened. So just share with our audience with home, because I think this is quite amazing.
We've had different companies that have offered to replace the items, but we've had that happen more than once. So we're looking at a very good Christmas for people. Unfortunately, the bulk of what was taken were the specialty treats, the chocolates and the things that you don't generally always buy in your normal shopping, and that's what went, all the chocolate items and the frozen items. So that's what we're hoping will come in.
So are you still looking for more donations and more food?
We are. We're looking for chocolate and sweets, biscuits, packets of potato crisps, and the nuts and the extra bits to put on tables. We're looking for all the trimmings now.
How about volunteers? Because at the moment you haven't got a whole lot down here, but you do have people coming throughout the day, don't you?
We don't have a lot of volunteers here at any one time. It's because we get quite congested, and it's we've got to think of our health and safety as well, and we don't want any injuries. So we just have people coming and going through the day and night. Had a lot of people here last night. They're probably sleeping this morning, so we'll have another crew that will come along. But our own church congregation are very supportive, and they get in and help, and we've had a good turnout of support.
So if someone's at home watching and they want to donate some time, or again maybe cash or food, how can they get hold of you?
They can contact us here at the church or at Community Ministries in Haupapa Street.
Now also down at Haupapa Street you've got the other food bank, so with all this food combined,
yes.
You've got an idea of like dollar value or how many items you've got?
Well, we're probably sitting on around about the 8,000 items at the moment. But the appeal is specifically for food bank, and so we create the hampers from that, and then the surplus is what we use to help usually often the same families through the year. So although they might not get all of it on Christmas Day, it is there for the Rotorua community to keep us going, and it works. It works very well.
Now, obviously Brian's not here today. Now, Brian's your husband and partner in crime, if you like.
Yes.
He's obviously still out up at Haupapa Street working?
Yes, he's director down there of the food bank and the budgeting and counselling. So we work quite independently and just cover more bases, I suppose, spread ourselves a bit more thinly. So.
Yeah. Now, coming up to Christmas, because you guys have been putting in so much hard work and so many hours, do you get to have a break?
Yes, we do. We will have a break. It won't be till January, but come Christmas afternoon, we'll be asleep most likely. Sleep through Christmas Day.
Really?
We do. We usually, we by the time we get to that week, we're probably doing a good 20 hours a day. Wow. Each of Brian and I would do that. It's not unusual for us.
We obviously love it, but you wouldn't do it, Amanda.
Oh, we do. We do. Yeah. We like making it happen for people. We don't need to be there for the event, but we like to make it happen so that there is an event for people. Yeah.
Now, Amanda, you've got 80 banana boxes here. They're not quite full just yet, but how do you distribute that, and how do you ration the food into each box?
We have a master plan, and every box at the moment is having the same thing put in it, and then when we get the details, then we just build the box up, to suit their larger family so that they do have enough for every item for that number of people. So they get all non-perishable goods will be all put in here. On 2 days before Christmas, then we get a load of things like cakes and cream and meat, vegetables. So all the fresh products go in at the very end. So it looks a little bit skimp at the moment, but I can assure you by the end of the day it'll be starting to fill up.
So how long will it take you to do? How many did you say? 120?
We do 120. It'll take us all of next week.
All right, Amanda, we appreciate you guys' time and what you do in our community, so appreciate that, and have a good Christmas. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your time too.
Well, financial crimes against the elderly is a major issue in our community, especially here in Rotorua. And with me today is Hilary from Age Concern. Now, Hilary, you have been a regular on our show lately, so very good to have you again with us.
Thank you.
Why is this such a big issue in our community? Because you'd think, really, as families get together, and especially around Christmas time, we should be celebrating the lives of the older folk in our community, but there's still people that are doing these crimes against them. Why is it happening?
Well, I hate to say this, but when it comes to money, family can tend to be the worst culprits. And a big part of the problem is people don't understand the legalities of the enduring power of attorney. They think it's a license to raid a person's account, but unfortunately it's not. That person has to be declared unable to manage their funds by a specialist geriatrician or by their GP. So until we get that message through to everybody, that's not going to stop.
Well, let's go down that path. If someone is at home and, say, dementia or Alzheimer's and things like that, and unable to make those financial decisions, especially like for their bank accounts and their homes and things like that, what's the process that they need to go through and the family needs to go through to be able to be cleared to have a power of attorney?
Well, the decision to have an enduring power of attorney needs to be done way back when you're a lot younger, because once you have dementia or any of those problems where you lose your ability to do anything, you actually can't make those decisions. So when you do nominate people for the enduring power of attorney, make sure that those are the people you want, those are the people you trust. And I would say put an added sentence in there that the person must always liaise with the family, because quite often what we have is a daughter who might not be power of attorney complaining about her brother. We get a lot of financial strife between family members because the one always believes the other one is ripping somebody off.
Doesn't really sound like family, does it?
No, it doesn't. But yeah, unfortunately, when it comes to money, we quite often change our attitudes and it becomes, I don't know, greed. So yeah, unfortunately, money and family, not always ideal partners.
Now, for this power of attorney, it doesn't actually have to be a family member, does it? It could be
No.
a solicitor, it could be a best friend.
Yeah, it can be anybody that you want and you believe you can trust. It can also be a trust agency, a public trust, guardian trust, and sometimes that takes it away from family raiding your account, whereas there's more accountability on people like the trust funds. So if it were me, I would say go to a public trust, go to an attorney. They might cost you a bit more, but you're not having family fighting over your money.
Which is more important, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
So what's the process of going through getting a power of attorney? Do you have to go through your GP? Do you have to get advice from someone?
The original enduring power of attorney is a legal document, so you've got to go to an attorney. The more complex it is, the more it's going to cost you. A standard run-of-the-mill, for want of a better term, may cost you $600-700, which is quite a bit of money for people. But if you want a really complicated one, it's going to cost you.
Now, in national media, Hilary, national statistics have shown by the year 2040, the population of the elderly folk will double. So do you think we're going to see even more increase of these financial crimes?
I don't doubt that. Not for a minute. I mean, right now we're using the previous census figure, which is knocking on the door of 10,000 elderly people, 65 and over. So you look at that, we're looking at 20, and I think that's even a conservative figure. Yeah.
What's the solution here, Hilary?
Oh, education. A lot of people who have never had skills passed down to them are suddenly thrust into, I now have to take care of my parents' financial management, their property, and they've never had the skills passed down to them. So they don't know, and it's not something they teach in schools. So whose job is it? I would say a parent's job is to educate, but is this something you would put high on your list? I don't think so.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Now, before we go, Hilary, because we're almost out of time, what are you up to for Christmas? We just put a nice positive spin on our story.
Me, I'm going back to South Africa for Christmas, and it's my first Christmas with all my family and all my grandchildren in plus 20 years.
Wow.
So I really don't mind what the rest of New Zealand does.
Well, I appreciate your time, and you guys do an awesome job in our community, and have a safe trip.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Liam. Yeah, mate. We've heard about you. You ran well. Awesome. Yeah. Well done. Right. Good running, Angus. You enjoy that? Good work.
Great to see our young people having a go at the recent Weet-Bix Kids Triathlon held earlier this month at Quetta Park. If you have any news or an event that TV Rotorua can support, you can call the station on 07 3488 984 or email news@tvrotorua.co.nz. Thanks for joining us tonight. From Aria.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
City News was brought to you by East Brewster Lawyers Rotorua, celebrating 100 years of legal excellence and innovation.